Hey, it's Tim.
And it's Amy from Go With Less. We're so glad that you're here with us today. We're extra glad because we are talking about vacations, and vacations are fun. Now, you may be thinking, they're full-time nomads. Isn't every single day a vacation? And that would be fair. But the answer is no, and we're going to explain why in 6 points in today's video.
Every Wednesday here on our channel, we come out with a new video, typically talking about our nomadic life or our early retirement. In 2015, we left our careers in our late 40s and retired early. And in January of 2020, we sold our home and became full-time nomads.
Yeah, well, let's get started with where did we go? So we are still here in Skagit County, Washington. We're finishing up 8 weeks this week, and then we're heading south where it's going to be warmer. It's going to get a little too chilly for our 75 preferred temperatures here now. So we got on a boat ferry with our car, a boat ferry. We got on a car ferry with our car and drove around Olympic Peninsula, Washington. This is a beautiful place, really centered around Olympic National Park. So we took the ferry, we had 2 nights in Forks and then 2 nights in Port Angeles, and we had a blast.
It was incredible. So the last time that we did anything that resembled a vacation, at least in terms of what we would consider a vacation, was back in January when we went on a Caribbean cruise. And that was roughly a week and a half. And that was a fantastic time. And that's going to bring us to our first point. And the first point is something that's different that we do on vacation versus our nomadic life is we are splurging. Typically that means a splurge in terms of cash or a splurge in terms of points. And so on this particular trip, we spent quite a bit of cash on a B&B, not an Airbnb. And it was about $170 a night. So obviously that doesn't fly in our normal nomadic life, but when we're on vacation, that's certainly something that we can make work.
And that was your first B&B?
It was my first B&B. We also spent about $100 on a single meal, again a splurge, and we spent $30 to get into a national park. And so all these things are a little splurgy and something that we would do on a vacation versus in our just normal day-to-day nomadic life.
Yeah, our budget of $3,000 a month does not accommodate for $100 meals here and there. And here's the crazy thing, there's not even any alcohol in that $100, but we had great food. This area has really delicious food. We had some good seafood. Now I'm going to take on number 2, and that is that we are kind of busy doing touristy stuff on our vacations. So we're not doing that in our normal nomadic life. We are out on maybe long days. We took, in our 3 full days there that weren't transportation days, we took 4 hikes in our 3 days. So we're hiking, gone. As a matter of fact, we were doing a hike. It was almost dark when we finished up with one of the hikes, which I don't know that was so wise, but with long days. And we kind of like to squeeze every little bit of it out when we are on vacation.
Yeah. The other thing is, it is completely not our routine. So we try to have a routine in our nomadic life. When we land in a new place, we try to have a sort of a day-to-day schedule thing. That is not the case when we are out and we're obviously doing things around town that are different. We're going to the national park. We're just doing things that have us off our routine. We're also not on our routine in terms of our diet. So I'm going to say another splurge is going to be in terms of the things that we eat. So we are not doing the right things in terms of our diet when we're typically on vacation.
We had almost no vegetables, but we had a lot of desserts.
Plenty
of desserts.
Yeah.
Now, when Tim mentions splurging, I'm going to take on something in our normal routine. Tim and I do intermittent fasting, and I've had 90 straight days of 0 morning teas and 0 breakfasts for 90 straight days. We haven't talked about this on the channel, but I haven't had a single cup of tea before 1 o'clock since, I guess, the very beginning of July. Well, at the bed and breakfast, we had a 3-course breakfast, and it was so delicious, and that was part of the reason I was there. So there was no way that I wasn't going to completely indulge, and I did, and it was wonderful. So it was just great to have breakfast, and we could have had our fasting window be a lot earlier, but they also had a dessert buffet in the evening, and we took advantage of that too. So we ate really all day long, and that was just part of the treats that we were provided through this great bed and breakfast. By the way, I'm going to put a link to it down below because it was great, and our pants are a little tighter, but we had a good time of it.
Fantastic.
Our breakfast comes with 3 different things. Today it is hot spiced pears with whipped cream. It smells like fall.
This is a cobblestone cinnamon roll. It's a cinnamon roll with caramel on top.
Something else that's different about our nomadic life versus being on a vacation, we are moving fast when we're on vacation, which may be the opposite of what a lot of people do on their vacations, but we're trying to squeeze in all the things that there are to do, and so we're doing fast travel as opposed to our nomadic life, which is slow travel.
Yeah, so 2 places in 2 nights each, that was really quick. And then the last point I'm gonna make is that we're not doing the kind of chores that we do. Tim and I are spending time now researching our next health insurance. We put that on hold. We put the video on hold. Actually, I will say that we did film a beautiful video in the forest, but we had his new camera and it was a complete bomb. So we tried, we wanted to bring you on vacation with us, and instead we are at least outside. So sorry, because we really tried, but we try not to do our chores and just get away. And I think in our nomadic life, a lot of our day is spent with chores. And here's the thing is, I think we're gonna have to do a video about what is it that we do all day in our nomadic life, because we do have the choice. And I think that is a future video. What do you think?
100%. That is because I think people think we're on vacation all day long. So that is a great thing that we should cover is what is it that we're doing.
What on earth do we do all day? And why are we this busy? Now, I'm going to say that we still need a vacation. So even though we didn't have, and I said like, I want to maybe schedule this sort of thing in more often. As a matter of fact, next week we're going to be hustling down to Portland. We're in Portland for 4 nights, and that's going to be a little vacation-y. Then we're going to be meandering down the California coast. So that's going to be kind of like a road trip vacation as well. And a lot of that stuff is we're kind of in the same boat. So I don't know, is a road trip a vacation for us?
Well, first of all, I'm going to address the word need. So we want a vacation. So I don't think that we necessarily need a break from our life that's pretty much of just doing whatever it is we want to do. It's basically we want to get away and we want to have something that feels like what we used to have in terms of vacation in our life, where we have this little fast travel thing thrown in. So that's how I would say that.
Yeah, so COVID already threw this big monkey wrench into everything, but then just us adding our nomad existence to 2020, I don't think we were planning on taking a lot of vacations in 2020. But again, I think that it's been really helpful. So I'm curious, have you been able to take any vacations in 2020? Maybe you got yours in before everything went nuts with the world. Do you have any coming up? We'd love to hear your vacation plans down below. And with that, we're going to see you next Wednesday. It's going to be our money video. It's going to be our September spending video next week. So hopefully you'll stay tuned. See you next Wednesday.
Adios.